Hello, good morning, everyone. My apologies. I'm really sorry. I made a mistake in writing the time. It had to be 1 hour later. By mistake, I have chosen the wrong time because I always come at for Stephen and Joyce. It is at 8 o'clock your time, and for Philippines and all, it is at 8 o'clock evening. But I put a wrong timing. My apologies for that. I put a wrong timing. I'm really sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry to have kept you all waiting. Good morning, Maya. Good morning. How are you? Nice to see you here, Pita. I'm sorry I made a mistake in the time. You know I'm never late, correct? I made a mistake in the time. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? Good morning to you, Stephen. My apologies. I messed up in the timing. I'm sorry about that. I kept you waiting so long. Silent live stream with nothing live. No, I never come so early, right? If you recollect, I never come so early. I always come at this time only. I don't come earlier. And from next week, Monday, it will be half an hour later. From next week, it will be half an hour later because the kids will be back, school will be there. So back to normal time as before. Just remember, I can never come earlier. I can never come earlier because everybody is sleeping here. I must be careful when I choose the time. I must make a little careful in the future. But I'm doing it so late in the night. Every day I'm like going to bed around 1 o'clock, 1:30, and then I'm getting up at 6 or getting up at 5:30 to get ready for my live stream at 6 o'clock my time. And I don't sleep during the day, so I get barely few hours sleep. Like, allow me insight. Thank you. Thank you, Peter, for your angels. Yesterday I started to make a cooking video. I was cooking chicken thighs, and I started to make a video. Oh, oh, the third angel, the main angel, the archangel. I connected the archangel. So yesterday I started to make a cooking video, and what happened was I suddenly discovered that the video had gone off. I said hello. So I kept on checking the video, and it kept going off. And then after that it said not enough data, no space, no space. So I went and I started deleting, deleting. Then I came back, and then it started for a little while and then stopped. Little while mean not even 1 minute, and then it stopped. Again it said I have to clear space, no data. Then now what to do? I had to carry on with my cooking without any video. All of the Pitta Day, yes, all of the Pitta Day. The Trinity, the Trinity. Pitta says, my name is Trinity, like Terence Hill, but Spencer, Terence Hill. My name is Trinity. Where I go, we three go together. So my cooking video was a disaster, but I managed to get a video of me cutting everything, and I managed to get a video of me just starting to fry, and I put the chicken inside. Then it was only a matter of cooking and the ready product. So that is not there. So I will upload whatever I have. I will upload it as a. I'll see how long it is, and I will upload it as a premiere maybe. It's a typo error. The first time it was a wrong spelling, but this time it was a typo error. Instead of MITT, it came as MITR. It's not that I'm spelling your name wrong, it's a typing error. And not always, because only that one time I made a mistake, and this time is the second time. Anyway, I deleted that full thing. I deleted the comment that I put there. So Pita Three Angels and sorry about Joyce. I sent Joyce a message that I'm sorry I put in a wrong time. Maybe I should send Shona a message too, but a wrong time. I sent a message to Shona. I said sorry, wrong timing. So sad, Pita, your live stream is always jinxed with the poor internet connection. I was asking you if you are able to use data, if you're able to use the data to do your live stream when you're in school. Usually what happens, is if your Wi-Fi is your main source, Wi-Fi is your main source. Whenever the Wi-Fi connection comes, the phone automatically changes from data to Wi-Fi. Like you have to say when Wi-Fi is available or something like that. You have to set it as an option. And what happens is, because sometimes what happens, I'm outside the house, right? I'm outside the house. So I keep it on my data, correct? I keep it on my data. Then when I'm coming home, I forget to switch it off. I forget to switch off my data. But when I come home, my Wi-Fi takes over. My Wi-Fi takes over, and I do everything with my Wi-Fi. And then suddenly, when I'm going out, I say, "Oh, I must change it to data." But I look and see, oh, it was already on data because I forgot to switch it off when I came home. But my data is not increased because my Wi-Fi takes over. So I don't know if that will work for your phone. You can try it and see, but it works in my phone. So that's one option, so that you can have a proper live stream instead of it getting disconnected and again you starting, because YouTube is going to YouTube is going to wipe out if it's only 30 minutes, 15 minutes. They're not going to count it, like they won't count all that. So I don't know, just a suggestion. Try it out and see if you can manage with data. Start with data, and when the Wi-Fi connection is strong enough, your phone should automatically switch to Wi-Fi during that period of time. Because you have many other phones, right? So you can always check if the Wi-Fi is good, on another phone if the Wi-Fi is coming good, you know. So then you can see, okay, now the Wi-Fi is okay. So later on, you can go and check your main phone and see, you know, did it use up only your data, or did it switch over to Wi-Fi? You can experiment. What you can do is experiment when you're home. When you're home, so go outside, go outside your house where you don't have the Wi-Fi range. Just start a like a live stream, so just start something like that. Keep it on private. Keep it on private. So it won't go public. Keep it on private. So start a live stream, start outside, and then say for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, then come back in the house. So before you start, you look at your you look at your data. What is showing how much you have used. Okay, check your data how much you have used. Then you start your live stream outside, and then sorry about that. So start your live stream outside. After 2 minutes, come back into the house, and then do another 2 to 3 minutes. Do another 2 to 3 minutes. Continue with it in the house, and then stop it. So like in 5 minutes, you stop it. Then go back and check. When you came into the house, did your data increase more or did your data was less? Do that. Or one more thing you can do. I'm just thinking one more thing. Start your live stream outside for 2 minutes. Before you start, you look at your data, how much it is. Start your live stream for 2 minutes. End it. End it. Then look at your data again. After 2 minutes, how much did your data use? How much did your data use? Okay, in 2 minutes. Then again start the live stream. So let's say it let's say it used 5 units. Let's just say it used 5 units. Then you start your data again for 2 minutes. Start again the live stream for 2 minutes. Then come into the house. Okay, come into the house. And then keep it for another 2 or 3 minutes. And then switch it off. And now look. Now you know for 2 minutes how much data was used. So now see for the 5 minutes how much data. Did it switch over? Did it use only like 5 units, or did it use more than 5 units? Just check it out, for 5 minutes better. If it works, what I'm saying is working. When you come home, automatically the phone switches to Wi-Fi. Then you can do that in the school. Start your live stream. If the Wi-Fi not good, start the Wi-Fi. Start the live stream with your data, so that whenever the Wi-Fi gets strong enough, the phone will automatically switch. Just try that as an experiment at home first, and see how it works. But I know it works for me, because sometimes I forget to switch off my data when I come home. I forget to switch it off. But I'm always conscious of how much it was when I started it. When I started, I am always conscious what was my data at that time. So I don't go over, my data plan. Only when I was going to airport and coming back, and I went and made another trip, to take out the Chinese New Year. That time I used the data, right, traveling by the bus and all that. So that time I went well over the limit. Well over the limit I went with my data, because I was just doing live stream from the bus, right? So it was like about 1 hour, 1.5 hour, when I was going to that province about my visa, Chonburi province, about my visa. At that time also I was doing a live, like, so I used up a lot of data at that time. So that was the only time I went too much about my data. So just a suggestion, Peter, just try it and see. I'm sure it will work that way. I always have lots of solutions. Lots of solutions. You know what? I'm going to. Stephen, there was a tornado that came close to my house years ago, blew out a storm window, took down some trees. I get a part of eavesdrop. We waited in the narrow hallway. I lost. I lost part of eavesdrop. We waited. You're very lucky, Stephen. You're very lucky it passed by your house. That's one thing about a tornado. That's one thing good about a tornado. It only creates havoc of things in its path. It's like spinning, right? Correct? And if you notice, the top part is it's like a funnel. It's like a funnel. The top part is spread out, but the bottom part, which is coming on the earth, the bottom part is like narrow. Uh, Usually it is that way, right? So, with the result, it's only that narrow part, whichever way it is going, it takes everything. It does. There is a side effect. There is a side effect because of the speed at which the wind is turning, right? The speed at which it is turning. So there is a side effect of, but it only removes everything that is in its path. So you could be driving, and the tornado will be passing by your side. You could be driving, and the tornado is passing at the side of you. At the most, your car may just shake a little or something like that. So eavesdrop here. So that is the only good thing about the tornado. That's the only good thing about a tornado. It's only destroying everything that is directly in its path. But sometimes it changes direction also. You see it coming straight, sometimes you see, like I've seen, like in movies, like it's coming straight at you, and then suddenly, it just changes path. It's something like the hurricanes and all, right? Oh, there's a weather warning. Oh, the hurricane is going to hit so and so city. At so and so time, it will hit the city, and everybody gets prepared for it. And later on, you get the news that no, the hurricane has changed direction, right? You get the news the hurricane has changed direction, and it passes by your area but hits somebody else. So that happens sometimes with the tornado. It changes direction sometimes, but the thing is, like, only whatever is in its path. And I think the circumference of the tornado, which is down touching the earth, is not that much as the top. The top is like a funnel, big funnel coming down. So strange, nature. Nature's so strange. But this is one thing I've noticed even about pictures of the tornado. Officially, they say it wasn't a tornado, but my neighbor, about 300 yards away, had trees torn in all directions. Thrown the trees down in all directions, and in woods about 2 miles away, a narrow strip had all trees twisted up. Correct. So I don't know why they would have said officially it is not a tornado. I don't know. Because that's how it works. See the forest, only a narrow strip. Because that's how it works. It only it consumes anything in its path. And it's like a funnel, it's like a mushroom. Mushroom. So it's like a funnel. So that is the beauty of it. So naturally, if the funnel is out of, like in a forest, the top part of the funnel would still, cover some trees and all that. So it may not get uprooted, but branches will fall off, leaves will get gone, things like that would happen. I guess I'm just surmising. But the only thing is, see the clear path. The clear path shows the direction in which the tornado takes. Only in its path, everything gets disrupted. I think there was a movie, The Twister or something, The Twister about a tornado. Uh, there was a movie about harnessing, harnessing the wind or harnessing the tornado or harnessing something. I forget. Harnessing something, harnessing the wind. I don't know what. A person who tries to develop something to control it, to control it. Something like that. I don't know. Many years ago, I've either seen or I've read or something like that. Let me check. Or is maybe it's a totally different movie or what I'm thinking. Harness the wind, something like that. Harness the boy who harnessed the wind. The boy who harnessed the wind. Let me see. That was a movie. What was that movie about? No, no, no. The boy who harnessed the wind. A 13-year-old boy is thrown out of school. He loves. Is thrown out of school. He loves when his family can no longer. Thrown out of school. Thrown out of school he loves when his family can no longer afford the fees. He sneaks into the library and learns how to build a windmill to save his village from a famine. Hello, lovely mood forever. Thank you for being over here. Let me make you a moderator. Stand there. Okay. Lovely, I made you a moderator. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Yeah. So this is about the boy who harnessed the wind, how he builds a windmill to save his village from famine. That's why I said something. I think it's different. It's not related to tornado. But I remember there was this movie, the boy who harnessed the wind. Yeah, very, a very nice movie. Very nice movie. I know it has something to do with the wind, so I thought maybe connected with tornadoes. So yes, lovely. I made you into a moderator. What's your real name, lovely? What's your real name? Of course, I know some Filipinos whose real name is Lovely. So if you can tell us your real name, Lovely, and if you're Filipino, where are you from? Which city or province are you from? Or unless Lovely turns out to be an extra angel or a servant or extra channel, somebody's extra channel, like yeah, yeah, Pita. But all, huh? Magenta, Alex. Alex has four phones. Four. Alex said she has four phones. I remember Alex came one day as Cornet, and I said, Cornet, I know this Cornet, but who is this and all that? And Alex said, it is me, because that is her name. That is her name on Messenger. Cornet Cairo. Cornet Cairo. I said, why Cornet Cairo? She said, no, when I was in Egypt, Alexa traveled to many countries. She'd be she'd been in France for some time. She had been in Egypt for some time. She's traveled to a lot of countries, I think. The time I visited Iligan City, there were at least about 20 to 25 Filipinos, all at CDO airport. 20 to 25, at CDO airport. And when I happened to be sitting, they all came and they were sitting around, at the side of me. They left one seat and at the side of me, and in front, all of them. And after some time, one of the counter staff came with a bunch of passports and boarding passes. And she was calling out the name and she was giving it to them. And then she went back to do another set. So nicely, they don't have to stand in the queue and all. They just collected it for them. Very nice, to be helpful like that. So just collected the passports and all that. And they processed everything. And in sets, they came and they gave it to these Filipinos. So I said, oh, they must be OFWs, all going for, employment somewhere. And that's one thing, they Filipinos dress well. Filipinos dress well. I've seen in Dubai, I've seen in Canada. Filipinos always, they love to dress well. I think they love to dress well and they love to eat. Even if they don't have money in the pocket, they must dress well and they must eat. So, I admire them. They really are very hardworking, very hardworking. And I would say 90% of the ones I've come across are really like that. And very loving, very caring, like a Filipino PSW support worker we had, who used to come to give my wife a shower and all. Very, very, very good, very kind-hearted. But we had one or two Filipinos. We had two Filipinos who were very nasty, very nasty. They just considered it to be a job, a profession. They were really rude to my wife, very rude. We had to complain and we had to stop them. So that was sad, It's a bad name for the Filipinos because although they are a very good set of people, they are well liked all the world over. And as teachers in Thailand, so many Filipinos, and as caretakers, nurses, all over the world, they are taken as nurses and caregivers and all that. So the one who used to come lives in Pampanga. She lives there. But she brought me, she knows I like spicy food. She brought me the red chilies of Philippines. Oh, if I have that chili, it'll bring tears in my eyes. So yeah, she brought a whole packet. She brought. I had to keep it in the freezer. I had to literally keep it in the freezer. And whenever I wanted, take out little and keep it out to thaw and then use it. She used to call me bossing, not boss, bossing. I was not bossing anybody, but I don't know why she liked to call me bossing. So when she came back, she brought some gift for my wife. And then she said, bossing, I brought you also a special gift. I said, really? Wow, very good. And then she took out this, and I said, what is this? She said, open. I opened, I saw the chili and I said, she said, yes, this is very, very spicy, she said. So, when she went back for the holiday, how they think, they think like, very caring, very loving. I'm very happy that very happy I'm with a set of people over here on YouTube. I'm with a set of people who are all very good, all very good, kind, sincere people. It's very difficult to get. It's very difficult to get. Very difficult. Rare. It's rare to find, honest, good-hearted, kind people. Very rare. But for honesty, nothing like Thailand. Nothing like Thailand for honesty. The other day we went into town and they had to pick up some furniture. If they hadn't delivered, it would be very costly. Hello, Iya. How are you? L8. Thank you, Iya. Thank you for being here. So we picked it up, and first they said, "Do we pick up the furniture last, or do we pick up the furniture first?" And they said, "No, no, we just pick up the furniture and go back home." Austin Spires. Hi. I had a tornado on Wednesday morning. Oh my God. And with sirens went off. It was scary. Austin, where are you from, Austin? Let me make you a moderator. Austin, where are you from? Must be US, right? Okay, Austin, I made you a moderator of the group. Okay. So, Austin, where are you from? Hello, Joyce. I'm sorry, Joyce, about the timing. I'm really, really sorry about the timing. Austin, where are you from? I went, but I did not. I see you have a channel, but you don't have anything posted. You don't have anything posted, and it's a recent channel. So, Austin, let us know where you are from, Austin. Yeah, it must have been really scary. So, again, my today's thumbnail also gives some tips about tornadoes, some tips. I had to choose between putting tips and putting a picture of the tornado. And then I decided to just try out a few pictures and see if I can fit one of each. So I was lucky to get something where I could fit it in, one each. So a picture and a description. So the description is very limited. There were many others which gave a lot more tips, but it was not fitting into the picture, into the thumbnail. It was occupying more space. So so every session I'm picking on some of the natural disasters. So we did earthquakes, we did hurricane. Now today I'm doing tornado. Next live stream there will be something else. Many of us are not living in cities where we are affected by this, right? But just as a heads up, you never know when something happens. At least you'll remember some things, right? You'll remember some things. The people in Florida must be well prepared, correct? Well prepared because it happens so often. Philippines also they must be well prepared. Gina, thank you for passing by, Gina. Yeah, for me it is morning. For me it is morning. It is now 6:43. 6:43 in the morning. And for all you lovely Filipinos, it will be 7:43. No, 8:43 in the evening. It will be 8:43 at night for you in Philippines, and it is 6:43 in the morning for me in Canada. I'm sorry if you hear a little extra musical sounds, but my nose is just dripping, so bear with me if you hear some extra musical sounds. I don't know, Austin peeped in and ran away. Austin, where are you from, Austin? Very good of Austin. He just, it's come first time here, and straight away tackled the topic. Straight away tackled the topic. Wednesday. Today's Thursday, no? Yesterday, that means today's Thursday. So yesterday was the tornado. I wonder which city it was. Must be one of the US cities. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Gina, for your support. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you here for your support. And I have most of my regulars, and nice to see new people pass by. But Gina has come before. Austin was new today. I hope we'll see more of Austin. So every live stream, I'm going to be having one natural disaster. So we are finished with earthquakes. We are finished with hurricanes. Today's tornado. Next live stream, I don't know. Maybe floods. Next live stream will be about floods. Let me see. Maybe if I can tell you something about what will be the next one, you have time to think about it. I hope you are enjoying these themes that I keep for my videos. Of course, we talk about anything else also, right? I think it's going to be about wildfires, hurricane, tornado. Yes, my next theme is going to be about. Next theme is going to be about wildfires. And where I am at the moment, they had wildfires for many, many months towards the second half of last year, around the middle of last year. Because when I came last year in August, last year August when I came, we had to wear we had to wear a mask when we went out because there was so much of smoke in the air. Yeah, there was so much of smoke in the air. And my daughter said, yeah, good. Steven says they are doing well. Good. Okay, Steven can answer about the snow. So yes, the wildfires were rampant last year. I think it's not even middle of the year. It was there from beginning of the year, maybe second quarter of last year, and the wildfires were spreading. And here in Alberta, they had wildfires, and then the wildfires actually started in British Columbia. Many of the people evacuated to Alberta, and it was close to where my daughter is. We were having, they were having their own wildfires. Alberta was having their own wildfires. And they were just getting over their wildfires when British Columbia started with their wildfires. So the effect of that smoke, continued to come to Alberta. And at the same time, Nova Scotia, which is completely on the opposite side, on the east, completely opposite side, they had wildfires, a lot of wildfires. And I think at that time in some American state also there were some wildfires. Hmm. I think in America also there were some wildfires going on at that time. Just too much, too much. It's nice to see everything back, healthy breathing and all that. And these wildfires, I believe, it's not easy. You cannot put off a wildfire. You have to do things where you can curtail it, but you have to let the fire burn out. So it will be burning more and more trees and anything in its way, but you have to let it carry on till it burns itself out. So I think what they do is they knock off some other trees that are around, so that the fire is contained and it ends. Stephen, there was snow flurries during the night. Okay, okay, still, flurries. Hmm. But ground is too warm for it not for it to not melt. There has been a lot of rain and the rivers are flowing at maximum capacity. Oh my god. Flood also is on my list. Flood is on my list. Maybe I could do floods. I can do floods before I do wildfire. Because after wildfire is floods. Maybe I'll do floods. I'll do floods and then I'll do the wildfire. So if you just want to know something, uh, how about I just read out a little bit of what I have, just for knowledge, just for knowledge. Let me read. Uh, okay. Tornadoes are rapidly rotating columns of air that extend from thunderstorms to the ground. They can cause significant damage in a short amount of time, including destroying buildings and uprooting trees. Tornadoes can cause devastation to communities, including leveling houses, tossing vehicles, and causing injuries or fatalities. Now, some of the methods you can do to prevent yourself from a tornado. So they say seek shelter, take cover in a sturdy building, because remember, buildings also can get blown off, right? But they say take cover in a sturdy building or underground shelter. And I think I mentioned this once before. The underground shelter, you go underground, and even people from nearby will come to that particular place, and I think that is the safest underground. And people have gone like underground, and when they come up again, they find nothing left of the house, right? But they have these particular kind of shelters. They are only built underground for people to come running quickly and just get to protect themselves. But still, like I always say, the beauty of the tornado is that it follows one direction. It does change sometimes, but they know whether it's going to change or not. But sometimes it unexpectedly can change. If no shelter is available, find a low-lying area away from windows, such as a ditch or a culvert. Stay informed, monitor weather forecasts and warnings issued by the National Weather Service. Have a NOAA weather radio, I don't know what that is, or smartphone app to receive alerts. That's one thing, huh? The government keeps sending alerts out, uh, if the intensity is increasing, if it is decreasing, which direction is it moving, is it changing paths. And they do that for all hurricanes and all those kind of disasters also. Create a tornado plan, have a family tornado plan in place, including designated meeting spots and emergency contacts. Yeah, because you do not know how long you could be, you know, underground, like, wondering. So, yeah, that's just a few things about, few things I had gathered about tornado. Didn't I don't put in much information, just something little. So I thought, why not read it out? Yeah, so I've got wildfire, and after wildfire, I've got flood. So what I'll do is I will put flood before the wildfire. Okay, Stephen, next will be floods. So you all can think about floods, what to do in a flood. If you have a flood, what to do. I'll talk about the flood when in my next thing, I'll talk my experience with flood. I mentioned on my live stream before. I mentioned it so you would have heard it. But just, just when I'm talking about flood, I'll bring that up again. Yeah, but no matter how dangerous natural disasters are, no matter how dangerous natural disasters are, there is one which is most deadly of all these. There is one which is most deadly of all these. Does anyone know? Quiz, quiz. We have all these natural disasters and calamities, but there is one disaster which is worse than all these. Tornadoes, floods, and all this. Worse than all these. Anybody wants to guess? It's just a saying that came to it's a saying that came it's a saying that came to my head just now when I'm talking. It's a saying, a very famous quote, a very famous quotation. So yes, Stephen, it's not related to all these. It's not related to any natural disaster. It is even worse than a natural disaster. That is my hint. That is my clue. It's not related to the natural disasters. So like volcanoes, earthquake. It's not related to any of the natural disasters, but it is worse than the natural disasters. Any natural disaster you can think of, storm, blizzard, anything, this is worse than that. It's a very, it's a very famous, it's a very famous quotation. It's a quotation. It's a quotation. I'm just using a pun. I'm just using a pun on that. Very good. Fire, volcanoes, famine. It's worse than all this. It's worse than all this. Tidal waves, tsunami. It's worse than all these natural disasters. There's something. It's a quotation. It's a quotation. And when I give you the quotation, my apologies. Okay, my apologies for trying to make it a comparison. My apologies for that. I mean, no offense. I mean, no hurt. It's just in entertainment. It's just for fun. But that quotation is a true quotation. It is a true quotation. So nice to see your answers. Very good. So fire, volcanoes, famine, tidal wave, hurricanes, earthquakes, blizzards, storm. So worse than all these. Worse than all these. It's a quotation. It's a quotation. Okay, I'll give you another hint. The quotation starts with the word hell. It starts with the word hell. Hell is considered the worst place on earth, right? Or wherever it is. Heaven and hell. Heaven are all the good things that happen. and hell is all the worst bad things that happen. Correct? So heaven and hell. So there is a hint for you. A hint for you. The quotation starts with the word hell. Hell is considered the worst place, right? So it is worse than calamities also. Correct, Stephen. You hit the nail on the head. It says, hell had no greater fury than a woman scorned. Hell had no greater Hell had no greater fury than a woman scorned. So that's the worst. It's worse than any other calamity. My apologies to women, my apologies. But when I was talking about this, immediately that quotation came in my mind. Hell had no greater fury than a woman scorned. Hit the nail on the head, Stephen. That's why I gave the hint, word starting with hell, because for sure, like it's a very common phrase. It's a very common phrase. I've heard it God knows from when. I've heard it from the time when I was scared to even talk to a girl. Yeah, I was scared to even talk to a girl. I had my schooling in a boarding school, and the boarding school was only a boys' school. But I told you, in grade 10, I gave up to become a Jehovah's Witness minister, and then I found all the faults over there, and I left it, and I came back again to school. The school I joined was my sister's school, and it was a co-education school, right? So I was comfortable. I was okay, comfortable with my classmates. Okay, it was co-ed, so there were girls and boys and all. I was comfortable with them, no problem. I had. But before that, my sister, she had a very good friend. They are still friends till today. So she used to bring that friend over. She used to bring that friend over to our house. And whenever she brought the friend over, I would go and sit in the bedroom. We had only two rooms. One was the living room, one was the bedroom. The kitchen was separate, toilet waiting room. So whenever she used to bring this friend over, I would just go and sit in the bedroom. I would never come out and talk or anything. I was I was that frightened about talking to girls. Now, if you keep me in a room full of girls, I'll be very happy. Very, very happy. No, I'll tell you something. I'll give you another life experience of mine, but let me read Stephen's comment. Yes, we would rather face all natural disasters at once than that. I like that, Stephen. Yes, all the natural disasters on one hand, and the woman's caught on the other hand. Oh my God, she's worse than all those natural disasters. She can be worse. So I'll tell you my story. Okay, when I joined, I went to teachers training college. There it was mixed, so it was okay. I attended socials and those kind of things and all. When I came back, when I came back to teach in my school, the school I passed out from, so I came back to teach in the school. And when I came back to teach, I was teaching middle school. So I was teaching actually grade 3, 4, 5, and 6. I was teaching grade 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I was teaching subjects like geography, uh, geography, math, English, science. All these I was teaching. So grade 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now what happened? As a student, when I used to go into the senior staff room, I always saw everybody has fixed places because summer teachers were there for many, many years. They had fixed places. So to go into that staff room, where will I go and sit down? Right? Where will I go and sit down? And remember, I was in that school only for 1.5 years. So those teachers who were teaching the middle school, by now they had become senior school teachers. So I felt I tried to go there the first day, but I felt very awkward. I felt very awkward, and I like was a fish out of water. I didn't know where to go and sit down, and I might be sitting in someone's place. And I came away. I came away downstairs. I pretended that I was looking out for somebody, and I just came away downstairs. Now, the downstairs was the teacher's staff room, all ladies. Okay, middle school there usually all ladies, and it was a very long, narrow staff room, long, narrow staff room. So there were a couple of tables in the middle, and there were chairs at either side. And as you enter, on the left hand side was this big stainless steel drum of tea. Okay, and you had all the glasses and all there. Remember, in those days we didn't have throwaways. All glasses they would be washed. Cups. So everybody would say, "Hey, come on, where are you going?" I was roaming around. Where to roam around? So they used to say, "What are you roaming around? Come and sit in the staff room." So I started going, and all ladies. Okay, so I started going and sitting. So I would be sitting at the as you enter, I will be sitting first or second according to what place there was. Then suddenly it started. They all, it, su- it suddenly started. Okay, Winston, just pass me some tea. So during the whole break, I'm only pouring tea and passing it down to the others because it's a long thing and I'm right in the beginning. So I'm making tea. So much so teachers will come in. They will not take tea. They will go and sit down and then say, "Hey Winston, pass some tea down." No. So I found I'm pouring tea and giving everybody the whole break, talking and all, but I'm doing that whole break. I said, no, this is too much. So I said, let me go and sit somewhere in the middle. So then I changed. I went to sit somewhere. And there was no place. There's no place like the senior staff room was big space, lots of tables, chairs for corrections and all. In the middle school, teachers used to correct in the classroom and students have gone for PE or games or something. Teachers would correct in the classroom. But senior staff room, they had the tables and chairs and the corrections used to be done there. So it was very convenient. So I used to sit in the middle. Oh my God. If I received if I received my sex education, if I received sex education, I received it in that school as a teacher. Honestly, I received it in that school as a teacher, my sex education. People would come, people would come to buy. Take one example. People will come to sell things in the school. They, they knew teachers, they knew some teachers and they were regular. So they would come to sell. What are they selling? Can anybody guess? It's all ladies. And people are coming to sell. What are they selling? Anybody wants to guess? Anyone wants to guess quickly? It's all ladies. And there was one person that used to always come and selling something for the ladies. Quickly, anybody guessing? One, two, three. Any guesses? So what that lady was selling? The lady was selling bras and panties. The lady was selling bras and panties. And all these teachers, "Hey Barbara, what's your size?" Barbara was a big buxom lady. Barbara was a big buxom lady. So, "Hey Barbara, what's your size?" So Barbara will come out with whatever is the size. I do not know all these sizes, 13, 13 large, 13 small. I don't know what all these. But Barbara would come out with her figures. Somebody else would come out with their figures. And I was there in the middle. And it's a long table with the chairs. So getting up and going also is a problem because when I started to get up and go, the teachers would move their chairs behind. So there was no place, because it was a very narrow room. So they moved their chairs behind. So I cannot even get out of the staff room. So they would start all this. And I used to be changing colors in the face. I think I created new colors of the rainbow, new colors. So I used to feel so embarrassed. And then they had all the smutty jokes in creation. All the smutty jokes in creation. So, that is where I got my first sex education. I got my first sex education over there. Then after that, then after that, yeah, honestly, Joyce, then after that, I said, no more sitting over here. No more sitting in this lady's staff room, you know, because I used to feel more embarrassed. They were a nice lot, very jovial, very nice, no bitchiness, you know. You know, women normally how many bitchiness, you know. But no, they were a good set of teachers. May have been one or two bitchy people, but like generally they were all very fun loving, very nice. Like this Barbara also, I've also visited a house, you know. I visited a house and she always said, you know, when I was going first time, she said, Winston, you're welcome to my home, but don't criticize me. I have a matchbox home, a matchbox home. And I went, and that is husband, wife, and two kids. She had two daughters, husband, wife, two daughters staying. Small room it was, small room with a small kitchen, but very nicely done up, very nicely done up. Just one small room. This is what I say, you know. This is what I say. I love to. I've always been interested in lives of people. I've always been interested in lives of people. How do they manage? You know, how do they manage? And yet they are coming to school, laughing, joking, so jovial. You know, so jovial they are. And they may be going through so many other problems, like but nobody worries about those problems. So, yeah, it was that. We had another sports teacher. She was also fat damn thing. How she was a sports teacher, I don't know, but she was. She had a lot of weight. Sports teacher, and she used to always go on. Oh, Winston, you have such nice long fingers. Eh? I don't think I have long fingers. My fingers, I think, are more on the shorter side. She'll say, oh, you have nice long fingers. And she'll reach out to do like this, She'll reach out to do like this. I said, I have to stay far away from her. I was a bachelor. She was a spinster. I said, no, I have to stay far away from her. So, and she used to stay like kind of little bit away from the school. I said, no, no, no. I have to stay far away from this lady. I, what long fingers? I don't have long fingers. So, sir, were you the only male teacher in the staff room? Yes, I was the only male teacher in the staff room. All females there, all females. So, so yeah, that was a big hassle there. Like, and like these teachers, I never knew them because when I joined half of grade 10 and grade 11. So these junior teachers were new to me. I never knew them. I kind of never knew them at all. I maybe knowing some of them were in the school, but like never interacted with them. I only interacted with the middle school teachers who now became senior teachers also. But those were male and female teachers, but mostly male. Huh? In the senior school, there were mostly males, and in middle school and the KG were all ladies. The KG were ladies, but the KG teachers were in a different building. Low KG, higher KG, grade 1, grade 2. They were in another building. You know, and from grade 3 to grade 11 was in this building. So yes, I was the only gen sitting there. So now when I had to leave, what to do? So I had a sports master. The sports master used to be sitting just outside. They had a big hall, and we used to have our junior assembly. We used to have it in that hall. So we started having. So he used to sit there and have his cup of tea. He used to come and get it from the staff room here, and he used to have his cup of tea. And I started, taking my cup of tea and going and sitting there and sitting with him and talking and having the cup of tea. And then from having a cup of tea, it became I used to go to his house in the evenings. He used to say, Vincent, come over. He used to say after school, what are you doing? Nothing. Come. He used to conduct coaching. He used to coach for boxing. He was a very good athlete and all that. He was in lots of sporting events. He was a referee and all those kind of things. Quite a big name in sports. You ask in Bombay, Mr. Barrett, he was a big name in sports at that time. So he said, I'll teach you a few things. I'll teach you boxing, in athletics. I'll teach you how you can become a referee. You have never boxed, doesn't matter. And he has taken out national and international boxers. He has made them good. So I used to go and sit down with him. Then he said, "Come and watch in the evening." So I used to go in the evenings and sit down and watch. And then it became like, okay, I'm going home and all. Then one day it became like, where are you going? Come on home. Come on home. So I started going to his house. And then going to his house very often. Every Almost every day I was going to his house in the evening and then go home. So Cupid struck. Cupid struck. I fell in love with his daughter. His daughter was also in the school. All He had four kids, two boys, two girls. First two girls and then two boys. All were in the school. But when I was in the school, I never worried about them. They were junior and they were the master's daughter, right? Master's kids, but they were all junior. But the two boys used to come for boxing. And I taught the youngest boy. The youngest boy, I've taught him in grade four. The youngest boy, I taught him in grade four. I was teaching him at that time. So, yeah, so Cupid struck. I fell in love with his daughter. And then finally we got married. So my sports teacher became my father-in-law. But very strange. I used to call, when I used to be going to the house, I would always call him sir because he was my sports teacher when I joined school. He was my sports teacher also. So I always called him sir. But his wife, I used to call him auntie. I used to call her auntie. So even after marriage, I still calling her auntie and I'm calling him sir. And he said, "Why you call me sir? You're calling auntie and you're calling me sir. You can call me uncle if you want." I said, "No, you taught me you will always be my sir, my teacher, you will always be." Now, what is Stephen saying? So Joyce said, "Ha ha ha. Sir, were you the only male teacher in the staff room?" Yes. Being the only man in a room full of women, I would be terrified. Stephen, uh, you know, like I told you, I was terrified. Even my sister's friend come home, I will go to the other side. But then I went to uh, Darjeeling, and that was a common mixed, so I got used to it. Um, I came to Christchurch School, that was a mixed, boys and girls, and I fitted in very well with them. I knew one boy, I knew two boys who were in my previous school and joined here, so I was comfortable, and we got along well. So that was the time when I started getting used to it. Then I went for teachers training. So 2 years I was there. We had socials with the girls from another college, plus our own college. So I got used to, mixing and respecting women and how to deal and all. So, that was it. So when I came back to teach also, I was comfortable. I was comfortable. But then, when they are talking all these things, it was more embarrassing for me. I was still a bachelor, but in those days, we were reserved, like, correct? I was not one of those bold people and all. Like my mother always said, I was a real introvert. And my mother always said, "Winston, why are you backward to go forward?" I never forget this. Always she used to tell me, "Winston, why are you backward to go forward?" If I went out searching for some place, if I went out searching, I would be scared to even ask somebody, "Where is this place?" Believe me, I was that kind of a person. I would be even scared to ask somebody, "Where is the place? Where do I go?" I cannot approach somebody and just talk to somebody. So I've had that from young. So not just about girls or women, it is. I just had that. I couldn't make friends easily. I couldn't just talk to any and anybody. It was very difficult for me. So, and there were times, honestly, this is honestly speaking, there were times I asked people for directions, and believe me, the way they told me to go and come, and I kept asking. I finally came back to the same place where I started from. Really, I came back to the same place where I started from, and that used to put me off more of not asking people. So yeah, I was really a very very much introvert. I'm still partially an introvert. I'm still partially an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I still cannot make friends easily. I cannot just pick up a conversation with somebody. I cannot do that. I prefer to just sit quietly myself, In a plane also, I'll sit quietly by myself. In the airport lounge, I'll sit quietly by myself. If it was my wife, she would already be chatting with God knows how many people. Like I told my wife, you can even talk to your own shadow. She was such a friendly person. I said, you can talk to your own shadow. Once we went to, there's Tim Hortons in Canada. We have Tim Hortons, which is very famous for coffee. Okay, Starbucks is a internationally global coffee for coffee, right? Starbucks, but Tim Hortons is a Canadian base, so it is very famous for coffee. So we used to go to this Tim Horton, one particular Tim Horton. There were few in that mall, two or three they were in that mall. We used to go to this one place. So one day, as we are talking, some guy came at the side table, and I don't know what fascinated my wife. She began talking about, talking to her, hi and all that. And then he drew his chair closer. He said, if you don't mind, he drew his chair closer. And then my wife had to make signs to me about leaving. My wife was in a wheelchair. So she had to make signs to me about leaving. So we made an excuse and left. And I asked, what happened? She said, my God, that man was boring me to death. I said, you started the conversation with him. He was sitting quietly one side. You started the conversation with him. She said, yeah, my worst mistake. He was talking about Justin Trudeau, our Prime Minister. He's talking about Justin Trudeau, and I'm with the Prime Minister, and I advise the Prime Minister, and I'm this and I'm that. Eh? If you're advising the Prime Minister, what are you doing sitting in this coffee shop over here? You should be at the capital city. Ottawa is the capital, right? You should be there in that city. What are you sitting here? What he was boasting about, and he's boasting about like in US or so presidents and all that, all high fantasy. My wife was really getting bored. So we left from there and came away. So so I used to tell my wife, you can talk to your own shadow. So yes, I'm really an introvert, even till today, partially an introvert. But once I come to know somebody and I can talk my head off. So once you will have to tell me, hey Winston, enough now, please. I'm get my brains are getting blown with your talk. You'll have to tell me that. I can keep on talking. You see here how much I'm talking, right? I can go from one to the other, where we start and where we end. I can go around the whole world and talk about anything under the sun, right? And very very few times I'm a little quiet over here, but most of the time I'm talking my head off. And we go from one subject to another. Stephen, in high school, I somehow got placed in a math class that only had myself and four girls in it. I hated that class. So do you still hate math? Do you still hate math? In my school, the head girl in my school, in my batch, she was in my class, the head girl. She was in the same house as me, Willoughby Yellow House. So we had a tough competition between her and me, tough competition for math. She was also good in math. It'll be tough competition who will get the higher marks. Who will get higher marks. And finally, for the whole year, they add the aggregate, and finally I beat her to it. So that's the first time in my life, I won a prize for education. First time in my life, I won a prize for education. I remember as a boarder, I used to ask my parents, Dad, Mom, you are coming for the prize day. They said, prize day? Why should we come? Are you getting a prize? No. Then why to come for prize day? See other children getting prizes and you're not getting any prize. Only one prize day they came because I was part of a choir. And believe me, at that time, I used to sing, I think it's alto. I used to sing alto. Alto is all the high notes. I think alto is the high notes I used to be singing. I just remember they said, oh, you're alto. Come on, you join the choir. And I could sing the high notes. So I was part of the choir, and they were putting up a nice show, there was a musical show, and we was doing the singing for it. And I was quite young. So at that prize day, I told my mom and dad, I said, okay, I'm not getting a prize, but I'm in the choir, I'm singing. I'm singing. They said, yes, okay, we will come. So my dad exchanged the duty and all that, and he came for it also. So that's only 1 year. But every time they used to say, you're not getting a prize. So why should we come for the prize day and see other children getting? So I never asked them again. After a couple of years, I never asked them. But then when I came to this school, uh, I was in every sports game. I was representing the school for first 11, and I got a lot of fame. I became very famous in that school. So yes, I got the math prize, and my parents were there at it. And there was a bigger surprise. I've told you about this before, that I got the best boys medal, the best boy in the school, best boys medal. And the best boys medal always went to the vice head boy. They had the school head boy and head girl, and the vice head boy and the vice head girl. And the tradition of Christchurch School, every year, the best boy and the best girl medal went to the vice head boy and vice head girl. And that was the first year that I broke the record, because I was the one that was voted by the staff. That is only staff voting, and I was the one voted by the staff as the best boy. And after my year, 1972, after my year, right till today, that record remains. Nobody else has got. Every time it has been the vice head boy, vice head girl that has got the best boys medal and the best girls medal. And the school has now completed, uh, now the school would have completed 210 years. The school would have completed 210 years. So can you imagine, in the history of that school, in 1972, tradition was broken. I felt proud, because when I came here and I was in the junior staff room, then the teachers one day said, one Sunday, we were talking about something, and then one of the teachers said, "Hey, you're Winston Burton, right?" Yes, I said. "And you passed out from this school, right?" I said, "Yes." "Which year you passed out?" I said, "I passed out in 72 December." Then all the teachers said, "Oh my God, you are the person, who ruined 3 days of our time. You are the person who ruined 3 days of our time." And I was oblivious. And I said, "Why? What happened? What did I do?" And then they told me. They said normally when they are voting for the best boy, the head boy, head girl would get the medal. But when it was the best boy and best girl, they would give it to the vice head girl and vice head boy. And they said that year, every year we'll say, okay, vice head boy, vice head girl, best boy, best girl, finished. In 2 minutes, the meeting was over. But when they had the meeting that year, somebody suddenly came out, "No, you know, I propose that we make Winston Burton the best boy." And then started the debate, and she said, we carried on and on and on. No decision. We had to come the next day, and then we came even a third day to school, you know. And then we finally, on the third day, they said, "Okay, now this has gone on too long. We just take a voting, and that's it. But they had so much of argument, about this and that and 101 things. And then finally they took a vote, and in the voting, I got better than the head boy. They voted me, and that head boy was in the vice head boy was in the school for many, many years, and he was my friend from the other school. He stopped talking to me. He stopped talking to me for months. I felt sad for him. I felt sad for him because when they mentioned head boy, head girl, then vice head boy, best girls medal, and he got up and he was walking down the aisle. He was walking down the aisle. That's tradition, no? He was walking, and suddenly the Mr. Lillywhite, he was the announcer, and he said, "And the best boys medal goes to Winston Burton." And I'm just sitting, nobody. And suddenly some of my classmates said, "Hey, Winston, Winston, your name is called out." I said, "What?" They said, "Yeah, your name was called out, best boys." And I said, "No, cannot be. Uh, Vaki has to get it. You'll tell you, Vaki is the vice head boy. He has to get it." And then the master announced again, "Winston Burton, where are you? The best boys medal goes to Winston Burton." They say, "Hey, get up, go." So I got up. And as I'm walking down, because this boy stopped in his tracks, and as I was walking down, he was coming back. Such an embarrassing moment for him, right? That how much I used to go to his house. See, that time there were no phones, no nothing. I had to go to his house. I used to tell him, "Waki, please, it's not my fault. What did I do? What did I do?" It took him a couple of months, couple of months. But then he understood one day, and then we became friends again. And then we joined the same college, and he used to go to work. We joined morning college. He used to go to work. So we would go to his place of work was behind, and I would go across the Oval Maidan to my place of work. So then we became good friends and we remained good friends. But after his marriage, I don't know, he was henpecked or what, I don't know. He would never. I used to go to a place close to his house and I would say, come on, let's go and meet. But no, he never came and met me. So it was like that. Stephen, how are you now? You're still frightened to be in a room full of women? In high school, Stephen says, in high school, I somehow, he said, about math class, yes, correct. Or till now you are like that. No, now, like, I'm quite comfortable. Now I am quite comfortable. Uh, I will not make the first move. That's why, they say, hello, Pita. They say in Philippines, any foreigner in Philippines, you'll find Filipinos smiling at you. They will say hello to you. They will come up and talk to you. They will chat you up. Filipinos are so friendly. But I say, I'm very sorry. I beg to differ. I have been to Philippines 4 times, you know, and on none of those occasions did I get any Filipino girls smiling at me in the mall or in a restaurant or anywhere. I've never got any Filipino girl smiling at me. Never. I've never got anybody saying hello to me first or coming up to chat with me. No, I've never got that. So yeah, I've seen on bloggers, I've seen on, I saw one guy, he's just walking past and here these Filipinos were sitting and having beer and they were eating. And they say, hey, I think, I think, I think. But I see many Filipinos with even the blacks. I see Filipinos with the blacks also. I've seen, but I don't know. I just think, I think, and I also think, personally, it's my opinion. Okay, personally, it's my opinion, and I also think that being Indian, I really look Indian. Everybody will say, ah, you're from India. In Thailand, ah, you're from India. So looking Indian people have a stigma in some of these countries because they behave so badly, they behave so badly that they've created a kind of a bad name for themselves. So like once I was walking with Pita across the road and this group of youngsters were coming and Pita will remember and they said, hey, see, Indian with Filipino, Indian with Filipino. And I just looked at them. And afterwards, I was telling Pita, Pita, I felt like just taking out my Canadian passport and showing them, and asking them who's Indian. It just felt like doing that, because we have to carry the passport in any country, you carry it with you, like, in case you're asked questioned or something. So I was telling Pita after that, I felt like doing, but then why lead to an argument? For me, it is okay, that's your opinion, that it be, and I am of Indian origin. Okay, it's different that I'm not really Indian, but I am of Indian origin. I am born in India. I cannot change that. But we never ever followed Indian custom or Indian way of dressing or Indian festivals. No, we always followed more on the British lines, right? Our language, we started speaking English at home, not any other language, not even the Indian language. Both my parents, myself, we all spoke, siblings. We learned English at home itself. We spoke in English. My parents spoke in English. They were also Anglo Indians. So it's like that. So, you know, why create problems, But I was just telling Peter, I just felt like, I wonder, I would love to see their faces when I show them a Canadian passport. What would their faces look like? What would it be? And talking about that, I think I must have mentioned, I went once in Thailand for a shooting. It was in the beginning of 2020. I went for a shoot, and it is a street scene. And we had to, whenever the music played, we all had to dance. And there were people from all walks of life taking part in that. They had come through different agencies, So at one particular time, and we were in different spots, we were moving around. So at one particular spot, there was a group of Thai people, and one guy was very chatty, and he knows English, he knows English, and he became very chatty and all. And then he started asking, "Where are you from?" First, he was just talking generally. Then he asked me, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Canada." He said, "No, no, you cannot be from Canada." I said, "Oh, really?" Why I'm not from Canada? Because you are not white. He said, you are not white. You cannot be from Canada. Oh, I said, okay, okay, I'm not white, so I cannot be from Canada. Very good point, I said. So just tell me one thing. Thailand are white people, correct? Thailand, all white people, right? He said, yes, Thailand, all white people. Have you ever seen a black Thai? Have you ever seen a black Thai? He thought for a few minutes and then he said, yes, yes, Thais are also black. Thais are also black. So Canadians can't be black. Then he began thinking. Hmm. I said, okay, what about in US? All Americans are white. Are all Americans white? Are they not black Americans? Are they not yellow Americans? Are they not green Americans? Are they not blue Americans? I kept saying like that. And then he started laughing and he said, yes, yes, you are right. Yes. I said, there are Chinese, there are Japanese, there are Asians, there are Spanish, there are people from all countries in the US. Then he was very intelligent guy, huh? Very intelligent guy. Then you know what he asked me? He said, okay, but were you born in Canada? Now, I'm sorry to say, I lied to the guy. I lied to the guy, but I wanted to see his reaction because he was very smart. I gave him credit. He was smart because he asked me, are you born in Canada? So, you know what I told him? I said, yes, I am born in Canada. My parents also are born in Canada, but my great grandparents are from India. And my great grandparents, they came to Canada, and my parents are born in Canada, and I am born in Canada. And then he said, okay, okay, then that is okay. You see, what do you mean by that is okay? What do you mean by then that is okay? Talking about that, my principal, when I was vice principal of the school, I was vice principal, but I was getting a salary even less than a head of department. My salary was less than a head of department. Let me read some comments. I'll come back to this other story. I thought Pita was sleeping. No, not sleeping. Steven, you think everybody is going to sleep, huh? Pita was hibernating. Pita was hibernating. Chona hasn't come today. What's happened to Chona? Pita was hibernating. And Stephen, I thought Pita was sleeping. Pita, Maya, because you are not white. Yes, correct. True. Uh, Joyce, I went to an all girls school and I hated it. Ah, Joyce, you had the hot pants, huh? That's another interesting topic. Joyce, because I grew up with my brothers, I felt odd with just living with girls alone. Hmm. But you have a sister also, right? The sister was sending you Bammy. Sister was sending you Bammy. Hmm. That's interesting. You had brothers and you were not used to an all girls school. No, no, no co-ed school in Jamaica for you to go to. But I guess you had no choice, right? Where your parents sent you, you had to go, right? So, yeah. What was the other story I was coming down to? Talking about race, talking about color, talking about a fellow dancing. Ah, my principal. My principal. So I saw my salary was even less than the head of department. My salary even less than the head of department. So head of departments were getting more salary than me. The supervisors of the school were getting more salaries than me. So like this, a couple of people were getting more salaries than me. I said, this is not fair. So, but what to do? What to complain? Like I always tell teachers, when you sign on the dotted line, you accepted your salary, right? So, so you accepted the salary, finished. It doesn't matter who's less qualified, who's less experienced, getting more salary. It doesn't matter. You have signed on the dotted line. You have accepted the terms and conditions. So you will do your normal work as a teacher, whatever salary you get. So I had to use that for myself also, correct? But then I got another job, and that job, the, the job was only up to grade 8. The school was only up to grade 8, and the owner of the school was managing the school up to grade 8. No, grade 7 it was. Up to grade 7, she was managing, but now the school had to grow. It started as a lower, every year she was adding an extra class, But now she wanted to add more classes and take it to a senior O level school, British. So she had advertised, for somebody to take over as principal of the school. And I had gone for the interview. And the interview, and it was like a couple of blocks away on the opposite side of the road from the school I was in. So when I went there, long story short, she liked my approach, she liked my ideas, she liked my way. I was happy because I just told her one question. I will do any and everything to improve your school. But in my school, whenever I make suggestion, my principal doesn't agree, and then when there are problems, he comes back to me to resolve it. So I don't like that. I said, I don't, that's not like my work ethics. Yes, you are the principal, you are the owner, you are whoever it is. I agree with that. But if you want me to improve your school, I have a vision, I have a method of doing it, and I'm explaining to you my method. And so, if there is something that you don't like, you can always discuss it with me, but I would like to have a free hand. And she said, Winston, Mr. Burton, of course, she addressed me at that time. So she said, no, Mr. Burton, you can have a free hand. Only just inform me what you are doing. I said, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I have to inform you. You're the owner of the school. So, yes, I will inform you in advance because I'm a person who prepares into the future. I prepare everything into the future. So I said, yes, I will definitely give you a heads up much in advance. So we got down to that. She was offering me a salary of 3,000 or 3,500 more than what I was getting. And she said, after 3 months of probation, if I find you are really very good, I will increase your salary. She never said how much, but she said, I will increase the salary after 3 months of probation. I said, okay, fair enough. When I came back and told my principal, he refused to let me go. He said, no, sorry. That is the time. That is the time. Oh, Chona, where are you? I was just saying, where is Chona? She's missing today. I was about to phone up the I was about to phone up the Cebu City Police to ask them, Chona is missing, where is she? So let's read some comments. I shouldn't forget what I was saying. Because you are not white, I was in an all girls school. I read that. Chona says, hello. Joyce says, yes, sir. I have sisters. We are mainly in the service sector, nurses and teachers. Hello, Chona. Chona says, hello. Okay, so coming back to my story, that's the time I told my principal. I said, what salary are you giving me? Okay, I accepted a salary. I'm not complained about it. But my head of department is getting more salary than me. The supervisors are getting more salary than me, and all heads of department. Oh, forget about heads of department. Even the teacher who was teaching English, in the senior school, was getting more salary than me. So I said, "Is it fair?" I said, "I'm the vice principal of the school, and you are paying me this much." Then he said he will match my salary and blah blah. Anyhow, long story short, he said, "I'm not giving you a no objection, and without a no objection, I cannot take up the other employment." But I told him one thing. I said, "Okay, but," I said, "I am applying for Canada, and when I get my Canadian passport," I said, "I will come back to the school, and then you'll have to pay me Canadian salary." He said, "No, I won't." Huh? I said, "Why you won't pay me Canadian salary?" He said, "Because I know you are Indian." See the mentality of people, no? That tells you about people. No, you are Indian. So Indian means less salary. Another thing that happened, he brought he brought a team of South African teachers, all white. Okay, all white. He brought a team of South African teachers. He went to an agency. He went down to South Africa for the interview. And I told him in the beginning, told him in the beginning, I said, you're not involving me in the recruitment process of these. I would like to, I thought I'll get a free trip to South Africa. I said, I can come to South Africa along with you and also be there for interview. No, 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 Winston, I will handle it. Okay. You know, the South African teachers, they were given an apartment free, free apartment. They were couples, so they were given two per room. So there were five of them that came. One was a bachelor. So no, one was a spinster, and the other two were couples. So they were given three rooms. Each of them had a room. The couples had a room, and the single lady had another room. And kitchen and everything furnished. Everything was there. Uh, Free accommodation. All the utilities were paid. Free. All utilities were paid. Special insurance was got for them. None of us had insurance in the school, not even me, but he got them insurance. They were getting a very good salary, being South African. They were getting a very good salary, more than mine also. And they had transport to the school. The bus would go to the accommodation, pick them up, bring them to the school. After school, take them back again. They were treated like bloody luxury. And then what happened? One by one, they were such bad teachers. Honestly, they were not only bad teachers, they were rude people, very rude people. Little by little, lots of complaints came. Finally, they were all sacked. They were all terminated. They were terminated within their 3 months probation. Can you imagine? Within the 3 months probation, they were all terminated. I told my principal, you did a very good recruitment job, Mr. Hartman. Hats off to you. Very good report. I can be very sarcastic. Okay, I can be very sarcastic. Because you don't listen, you don't take my advice. Then who had the problem? I had the problem. I had to face the wrath of the parents. I had to face the wrath of the teachers. I had to face the wrath of the students. I got the blunt of it, right? How do you select? I did not select them. How do you select? They don't go and trouble the principal. I'm the one who has to handle all the shit. I'm the one who has to handle all that in the school. That's why, I got very rude with my principal on many occasions. Very rude, but I would tell him directly. I tell him in a nice way. I call it pinch with a smile. You pinch with a smile. I call it that. So I told him, you know, and I told you once before in my live stream, he brought somebody else to do my duty. A Dr. Khadija, female, born in Muslim thing, fully covered, hijab and everything, born in UK, PhD. I'm also PhD. I never said call me doctor, call me doctor. No, till today I don't use it. I don't insist. Only if something official, then I would use it, but otherwise I don't. But she came, no, don't call me Mrs. Khadija. And by the way, I am Miss Khadija. But don't call me, you have to call me Dr. Khadija. She insisted. I mentioned the story once before. I won't go into it again. So, she came. And then what happened? The owners got wind of it and told the principal, you brought her, you will ask her to leave. So, the owners told him, you brought her, you will ask her to leave. So, he did so much against me, I don't know why. So, how could I have respect for a man like that, correct? What respect to have? Okay, because he's in the principal's chair, I respect the chair, not the man. I respect the chair because that's the principal's chair. So I have to respect the chair. I don't care about the person over there. I don't care about him. He doesn't deserve it. But I have to respect the chair. So I gave him his due respect. So that was my story. Where I went, no, one to the other, one to the other. But yes, this thing about Indian, because you're Indian, pay less money, do this less. Why Indians also? If you go to NASA, who's in NASA? Indians. Who's in NASA? Indians. All with the space and all the aircrafts. Who has contributed a lot to NASA? Indians. I've seen a true story also about an Indian female who what she contributed in NASA. It was a true story based on her life, and she contributed so much to NASA's program. Even in US, lots of scientists, lots of doctors in high positions, doctors, scientists in high positions, Indians in the US also are Indians. So I don't know why people have this stigma about Indians. Thailand also, they have a stigma about Indians. Indians are not liked. Indians are not liked. That's why there was a time when I was ashamed to call myself an Indian. Really, I was ashamed. Being in these countries, I was like ashamed to call myself an Indian. And I don't care now. It's okay. Like I always say, what is your opinion is your opinion. I cannot change your opinion. So it's better I change my opinion and how I react to it. Correct? I better change my way because that's the only thing that I can do. I can do is change my way of thinking. I cannot change your way of thinking. So you think whatever it is, it doesn't matter to me. I know myself, I know my background, I know my history, I know whatever it is, so it doesn't matter. And I've still got some good friends. I've still got some good friends. In Thailand, I had those families. Uh, I used to tutor that son. I got some other people who I used to tutor, and they were very helpful to me. I needed a printout done, they would do a printout for me. And this Thai family, uh, just a wall separating their house from my building apartment. They used to pass me so much of food and all, fruits or something. In the beginning, they did a lot of it. I told them, don't worry, I can manage. But they used to do that. So um, I've been well liked. I used to go to a hotel where I used to have my meals. And though I don't know the language, I used to even make them laugh and joke over there. Somehow or the other, with my partial Thai and my actions, I used to make them laugh and all that. So, I'm still successful in doing that. So, uh, yeah, so, I don't mind. I have few people who have given me that respect. So, if somebody doesn't respect me for who I am, that's their prerogative, right? So, why to associate with them? So that's why when I came home, I was just telling Pita, I felt like taking out my Canadian passport and showing those fellows. I wanted to see their reaction or their faces, what they would say, you know, what they would. Yes, I lied to that Thai guy. That Thai guy, I lied to him saying, I'm born, my parents are born. I lied to him. But I wanted to see his reaction. And see his reaction, he said, then it's okay. Oh, if I'm born in Canada, then it's okay. But if I'm not born in Canada, it means I cannot be Canadian. So yeah, it's a strange world, no? It's a strange world. It's a very strange world. But then you can't change people. So it's best for you to change yourself so that you don't feel hurt. Why you don't feel hurt? You don't brood about it. You do not keep thinking about it. But yeah, you remember these incidents that happen, and I keep wondering why do people, when they don't know a person, why do they want to formulate an opinion? Why do they want to be judgmental of a person when you don't know a person? Why? I will give you an instance. I'm sorry. I told you I have a lot of experiences in my life, but I'll give you an experience about being judgmental. In the school where I taught in India for 10 years, one day my principal, he kicked me out of being the senior coach because I had an argument with him, and they used to give us free football boots, the staff who were coaching the school, so free, so the boots used to be paid by the school. So I turned around and told my principal something we had an argument about, and I told my principal, oh, do you want me to be like the other coaches? They come on the football field. They are with umbrellas. They are dressed in shirt and pant. They are with umbrellas. They are standing on the sideline because it's mostly monsoon time, right? They are standing on the sideline with the umbrella and they are coaching the students on the field. Tell me, can you coach? Can you coach a football team standing on the sideline with an umbrella, dressed in shirt and pant? For me, I used to be on the field. Come rain, come storm, I used to be on the field. I am dressed in my full cut kit, my jersey, my shorts, my stocking, my football boots, and I'm on the field with the students, running up and down with them and helping them, guiding them, stopping the game. This is what you should do. That is what you should do. This is where your position should be. And all that I was coaching football. When they are taking a corner kick, I will go to the corner. I will tell them, okay, how are you going to kick? What are you going to do? How you're going to do it? I would train them, all the techniques. I would train them because we have 11 in a football team, right? But we take five extra, so we have 16 in a team, right? So I used to have the team divided into eight and eight, And if they wanted, some other boys used to want to join, okay, just join for this game, you know. But 8 and 8, and we used to play that way. So I used to explain to them. Sometimes we used to play just half a field, because I used to keep my full football level for their places, where they are, and play half a field, So I use many techniques. I used to be out in the rain with them. So I told my principal, "Oh, you want me to be like the other coaches? I'm sorry. This is my way of doing it. This is my profession. And what? Because you are providing me football boots, you think because of that?" Because he said, "I'm giving you football boots." Oh, yes. I went to the office. 1 hour later, I went to the office. I returned the boots and said, "Here are your boots." I went to his office and put it in a bag. "Here are your boots. I don't need your boots. I can buy my own boots. I can buy my own boots and coach the team." Within another hour, in fact, half an hour, I think, within an half an hour, the office boy comes with a letter. You're no longer you're no longer the coach of the football senior team. You're no longer the coach, and Mr. Carlos Duprat will take over as the coach. Football is my passion. It killed me. It killed me. It killed me. So that was the time when I left the school. I was a residential master. I left the school. I already had my own house. I moved to my own house. It was a split decision. Within a week, we did all that. Anyhow, let me go back to the story. So we had a chairman of the school board. Now, my principal controlled the whole board. If he nodded yes, everybody will nod yes, including the chairman. If my principal said no, everybody will say no. Of course, there were a few people that were opposed to my principal. He made sure that he knocked them out of the school board. So I went to see the chairman. The chairman he was he was like kind of a priest, okay, like Protestant kind of a priest, but just theological, okay. And he was the head of this seminary, theological seminary in Pune that we have in a place called Bibawani. So he's the head of that. So when I went to talk to him, you know what he told me? "Oh, let it be, Mr. Burton. Let it be. Mr. Roberts. It's okay." But it was not okay to me. His name was Brian Wintle. Okay, Brian Wintle. I don't care mentioning names if people know about it. I'll tell you another story about that. So, Brian Wintle. Then, when I went to Dubai finally for a job, I no longer wanted to work in the school. So, within a year, I gave up the job. I got a job in Dubai. I went to Dubai. When I went to Dubai, that time it was called the Waki Group of Schools. Now it's called the GEMS Group. So, the Waki Group of Schools have many schools and they have tournaments. So, one day I went to one school called Al Khalij National School. It's like a more Arabic type. So Al Khalij National School, and they had a swimming meet, and all the schools were taking part. At that swimming meet, I was introduced to a person who's called Nigel Winton. Nigel Winton. The minute I heard Nigel Winton, I quite a jolly chap. Immediately, I asked him, "Any relation to Brian Wintle from Pune?" And he said, "Yes, yes, that's my elder brother." I said, "Oh, okay, okay, your elder brother, okay." For the 4 days of swimming meet, I avoided him for the remaining 3 days. I avoided him. I would see him laughing, joking, but I literally avoided him. How judgmental I was, I avoided him. But then I saw his behavior with the other staff, the other teachers, you know. And I think by the fourth day, I just began talking to him. And then I asked my friend, I said, "What kind of a person is Nigel Wintle?" And he said, "Oh, he's such a lovable person. He's so nice. He's jolly. He's friendly. He's helpful. He's blah, 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 blah." And I thought, what a comparison. Chalk and cheese, as they say, chalk and cheese. Both the brothers, what a difference between both the brothers. Ever since that day, believe me or not, ever since that day, it was a big life experience for me. I stopped being judgmental about people. That was a learning experience for me. I stopped being judgmental. Just because one brother's like this, it doesn't mean the other brother's like this. And then I joined a group called Old Bombay or something. I joined a group. It was started by a person called Jean Wintle. And actually, she's known as Jean Hereford. Jean Hereford. And then suddenly one day some topic came, and then she gave her name as Jean Wintle Hereford. And it so happened that she later on taught in the same school, Christchurch. She was teaching there, and the person she married, Hereford, he was the priest. He was a priest also, Anglican priest he was. So and then they moved away to Australia. So then she came out with something with a story in some chat we had. And then I said, "Oh, Hereford, yes, I know Pastor Hereford. I know. I don't know him personally, but I heard he was in Christchurch School, and I was there. And then she said she was teaching later on and all. And then when I saw the name Wintle, I said, "Hey, what is this name Wintle? Any relation to Brian and Nigel Wintle?" Oh, one day she put a post that she lost her brother, her younger brother. She lost Nigel Wintle. She lost her brother. And I said, "Nigel Wintle, your brother? That means Brian Wintle also is your brother?" I said. And she said yes. And I waited for some time, some death in the family, right? But at a later stage, after a couple of months, I wrote to her and I said, I said, "I'm sorry, but I need to mention about this. Your brother Nigel is a jewel of a man. He's a jewel of a man, very nice man. Because whenever I met him after that, I always spoke to him. Very good man, jewel of a man. But your brother Brian, horrible fellow." And I gave my experience. She said, "Vincent is very strange because to me, as a sister, to me, Brian is a much better man than Nigel." And I was just thinking, what, as a sister, in what way was that Brian a better man? So, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. At home, you're a good man, and outside, you are a yes, sir man. To the principal of the school, you're the chairman of the board, but to the principal, you're a yes, sir man. And everybody else also, you will not listen to them. You will follow what the principal says. You don't have any self identity of yourself. So, not a good professional. To me, it's not a good professional, right? Not handled well professionally. So I said, "I'm sorry, Jean." I said, "I'm sorry. I beg to differ. Okay, as a sister, you may say that, you know, Brian was better than Nigel, but to me, Nigel was a jewel of a man. I had interaction with him later on so many times, jewel of a man. And your brother, the way he sent me away, like, that caused me to leave the school. That caused me, I took out 9 years of problem with the principal, but that was the last. When I was removed as coach of the senior 11, I just had to leave the school. I just had to leave the school. So yeah, so never be judgmental. That taught me a lesson. That taught me, and that would have been in which year now? 1992. I went to 1992. I went to Dubai, August 1992, and 95. I left and came. So it was in one of those years, maybe 93, 94. One of those years it would be 93, 94. So I learned a valuable lesson there: never to judge people. You are not in their shoes. You do not know where the shoe pinches. If you're not in their shoe, you do not know where the shoe pinches. So never be judgmental of people. Never. You never know why they're behaving a particular way. What is the reason? You never know what they are going through, right? You never know what they are going through. Like I was telling you about the teacher in Matchbox House, Barbara Laporte, and she said uh, like, "Winston, don't criticize. I've got a Matchbox House." And I had another good friend who was a Jehovah's Witness. He used to come to my house many times, and I used to go to his house also many times. But whenever I went to his house, yeah, Chona, Pala Chona. Whenever I went to his house, he would always keep me standing down, and he would go upstairs. Then he would finish whatever it is and come down. And one day, I just asked him directly. I said, "Listen, Stephen." His name was Stephen. Oh, sorry, his name was Stephen also. Okay. Stephen, his name was Stephen. Stephen Amana. His name was Stephen Amana. So I said, "Listen, Stephen." I said, "You come to my house and all that, correct? I invite you home and, we have a nice time together. We go out, often and all that. But whenever I come to your house, you always keep me standing down when you go up. Why like that? Why you never invite me up to your house?" And then he said, "I feel ashamed." Ashamed of what? He said, "No, you have such a nice house, you have a nice big place and all. My house is very small. We have only one room, and there is husband, father, mother, and uh, he had a younger brother and well, elder sister, younger brother. So he said we are five people and we are living only in this one room. He said, that one room is their sleeping room, the kitchen room, everything. So and they have like a public toilet outside, for the floor or whatever it is. I said, Steven, we are friends, right? Am I your friend because you have a big house, or am I friend because you're very rich, or am I friend because of what kind of a place you're living, or you're driving a car, or what? Am I your friend because of these things, material things, or am I your friend because we are good friends, we enjoy company, we attending the same religious faith, we meet, and we were a group of two others, not one other person, and to the extent that this is an interesting fact. So we were three friends all together, all from the Jehovah's Witness, and the other two they had their girlfriends. They were friendly also with other two girls who were Jehovah's Witnesses, and I had no girl. Yes, I had no girl, and we used to go out for movies and all. Five of us used to go out for movies, and mostly movies, not no parks or no anything like that, but movies. We five of us have gone and seen movies a lot. So like that, we were friends. So that's how Stephen and myself, we didn't live very far from each other, so we met more often. So then I told him, I said, I'm not coming to see all your house and everything. I said, I'm coming because you're my friend. I said, and he was in a different school from me. I said, I'm coming because I'm your friend. He said, that is it. I said, we don't worry about what house you are. We worry about the heart, right? Heart condition is important. He said, you sure you want mine? I said, I sure I want mine. Then he took me upstairs. He took me upstairs. But I interacted with his, family, and this helped out and all that. So yeah, like I've gone through up condition, down condition, all conditions, So I'm comfortable wherever I am. I'm comfortable. I'm very comfortable. I went along for a wedding, a friend of a friend. Okay, a friend of a friend. I went for a wedding. They were staying in one of those. Bombay has the poverty areas, right? So that guy was staying in one of those poverty areas. You're passing over drains and smelly drains and all these kind of things. But I didn't go holding my nose or anything like that. I just went because my friend said, you know, come for his marriage. He's a very nice, he's a good friend of mine, blah, blah, blah. I'm going for it. You come along. And we went. And they took off from there. He took off from there. So people don't, nothing to be ashamed of. Whatever is the standard of living, whatever you can afford, correct? If you can change your circumstances, you will do it. If you cannot change your circumstances, you're still leading an honest life. You're still leading an honest life. We need to respect people for who they are and what they are. So I've even gone and, been in such areas, crossing over smelly drains and, those kind of things. I've done it. So yeah, to me, like it doesn't matter, when you that's why I say, I don't like friendship breaking. That's why I don't make friends. I don't make friends because I don't like friendship breaking. We grew up, we went separate ways. I went to the Gulf. Stephen also came to Pune to settle down. And remember those days we never had, phones and all these things. So I did get in touch with him through some or the other. I don't know how I got in touch with him, but then we lost touch. We lost touch. We never ever met. After we left Bombay, I left Bombay. We never ever met. But it's nice if I would meet him again, and see him or something like that. So yeah, that's life. Okay, guys, I don't know. I'm just doing all the talking, and I know some of you are still commenting. I know you are still here. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I have so much of experience, just one to the other, one to the other. It just takes me, like, with stories. And I don't know if my experience, would help anybody, my experience, or my views in life. Some may be right, some may be wrong, Some may be acceptable, some may be not acceptable. That is me. That is me. I just speak from the heart. I speak, what I've gone through in life. That's why, please, please, I'm still appealing to all of you. Come share your experiences. Share any experience you want, just share your experiences. You never know when it will be helpful to somebody. Just share your experiences. I really want to start this new segment. I really want to start. But I cannot do it on my own. I cannot. I talk to you about my experiences. I cannot sit down and read out or stories about my experiences. I want all contributions to come in from my viewers. That was my main purpose of starting my channel. I want life experiences, people to share experiences and correct. Pita, nothing secretive, right? What is there secretive? Nothing. Share things that are not secretive. And I'm not going to take names. I'm not going to take names. So please, I'm just appealing to you. I want to start this new segment. I want to start this new segment. And I want you to, you don't want to be a face on the camera and talk about it. No problem. I will be your face. I will read out, your experiences without taking your name, without taking anything. You know, I want to just start this new segment. So if you can please be helpful also. I know you're very helpful. You're on my watch hours. You're always with me on my channel. You're here to support me. You go out of your way. I know you go out of your way. I just want to start this. My channel was about people's experiences, right? Two years, 3 months, I didn't do anything because nobody was willing to come for interviews. Nobody was willing to come and speak on my channel. I didn't know how I would do it, but that was the concept I started with. So the least I can do is now just read out some experience that somebody has gone through. I can do that. I can read it out. So anything you would like to share, any remarkable experience you have gone through. It may be a very simple thing. You think it's simple, but like I said, anything is not simple. Like I gave you the example. The guy said drilling a hole. What to drill a hole? But no, there's a way of drilling depending on what kind of material you're drilling through. All those kind of things. So yeah, so I don't know. I just hope one or two of you will start it and then it will pick up. Just send me an email, describe whatever experiences it is, and I will read it out. Not mentioning anybody's names. I'm paying back to the newcomers in my account. Yeah, see, Pita, she has three phones, three different accounts, and she supports so many people, like correct. She supports me a lot. She supports many people also. While on this, while on this topic, uh, okay, I cannot do it now. I'll do it later. Okay. So yeah, that's that. That's that. Okay. So I think I will. I'll end my live stream now. All right. I will end. I know it's still going. I can stay longer, no problem. But I don't know. What do you want me to do? Continue or end? What do you want me to? Let's have a vote. Let's have a vote. You want me to continue? But you are mostly listening to my voice, right? And Pita, I'm not singing, so there's no lullabies. There's no lullabies. So just tell me you want me to continue or continue. Pita says, wow, Pita, really? Okay, I'll continue. Anybody else wants me to continue? Majority wins. Majority wins. Sometimes I run out of something to talk about. I run out of something to talk about. And it's just that, when I'm talking about something, it triggers off a memory of something kind of related, something kind of related. And then I go from one story to another, one story to another. So, and like I always told you also, the experience can be something you have witnessed, something like what somebody else has gone through. So you can be relating the experience of somebody else where you have learned a lesson. Now, like this one about this, of course, I wouldn't take names. Like now, I'm mentioning on my live stream, I'm mentioning the names openly. My school, the names, I'm mentioning it very openly because that's a fact. That's a fact of life. But if I was to read any of your stories, I would give fictitious names. I would give fictitious names. I would not take anybody's real name. I would not take it. Even if you're mentioning about someone, we'll call him A, B, X, Y, Z, I will not say like Nigel and Brian. I will not say like that. I will just give fictitious names. But from my side, I am fearless. I'm not. These are facts that have happened, and this is a public forum. But this has happened in my life, and these are the people in my life. They have, some people made me, some people broke me, right? But I did not stand for them breaking me. I always stood up for my right. I always stood up for my right. Like even my vice principal, one day he told me, he said, I think I mentioned this before. He said, Winston, when you are sitting in the chair, then you will understand. And I said, no, I will never be sitting in your chair. I said, because I am not a yes, sir man. I'm not a yes, sir man. And it's true. Like all my contemporaries who were in teaching college with me, I would say a majority of them, they became principals of schools. I have never ever become a principal of a school. Never. The highest I've reached is vice principal, but I've never been a principal of a school. But my contemporaries were principals of schools long before, and good reputed schools, very good reputed schools. They were principals long ago. Weiber Callan in Missouri, the Frank Anthony schools, Bangalore, Calcutta. So, so many of them, they were reputed schools. They were principals already. And I was still a teacher. I was still a teacher. It took me years to become a coordinator. Then it took me years to become, assistant headmaster, and then vice principal. It took me a long time. I did get two principals offers. I did get forced of two principals, but I refused it. One was a principal in Fujairah. Fujairah is a very far place. My wife had gone to Canada. My daughter was in Dubai. I didn't want to leave Dubai. So, for me, pomp and show and all this, yeah, becoming a principal was my dream. Like, correct, that's the highest you can be, like, correct. But no, it's not so important in my life. Family was important. I wanted to stay in Dubai, be with my daughter. She was having her kids over there. I wanted to be with them, meet them. Fujairah is very far, very far. So I didn't take up that offer. And another offer, I mentioned this also on my live stream before. Another offer I didn't take up because the principal was always an I syndrome. I did this, I did that, I for the school. And I would be a vice principal and he would be retiring in a year or so. And when he retires, I would automatically take over as the principal of that school. But I said, no, I'm not accepting the job offer. I said, I'm sorry, I turned it down. I said, and there was that friend of mine who he's now the senior vice president for the Asian group of schools. So he had told me, he said, Winston, apply for this position. You want to become a principal, apply for this position. It's a vice principal now, but after a year, the principal will retire, then automatically you take over. So I went for the interview. I went with the chairman of the school also. I had a separate interview with him, and then we had a formal interview with him and this vice president and the principal of the school. And then I was offered the position, but I told my friend, I said, I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. I know you have done a lot by, you know, having this interview with me and encouraging me, but I cannot work even for 1 year. I cannot work with an I syndrome, man. No, there's no I. There's no I. If there's no teachers, there's no I. They are doing all the hard work. They are doing also all the planning, all the implementation. It's not a principal who only gives suggestions. No, you listen to everybody. So no, I gave up that job also. So yeah, I would give up anything for family. That's why sometimes I tell you, just wait few minutes. I'll just go and say bye to the kids. When they are going to school, few minutes I'll just say bye. I'll come back and things like that. So, yeah, that's it. Pizza, nobody else has said anything. Only you said continue. Nobody else said anything. Jonah hardly came in today. I don't know what happened. I think she's gone to grow her cucumbers to make for a smoothie. She must be growing the cucumbers and waiting for it to grow and harvest. But you see, each one has some work to do, correct? Each one has some work to do. You have to carry on with your daily life, your daily living. You know. See Steven. Steven, sometimes he stayed awake till midnight and all. You're on the channel, right? So I've been late for him. What's the time now? 8, 9, 8:20, 8:20. No, but it's morning for Steven now. But in the evening, he has stayed awake late. Yeah, my way of paying back, like how you are saying, Maya, pay back to the community. My way of paying back is this. Oh, by the way, Maya, Pita, by the way, Pita, I have gone through all your live streams, okay? I've gone through all your live streams. I've only got, this is the first round, okay? First round. I've only got, let me check my screen. Okay. So, Pita, you have number 1 to 16. Your live stream, you have number 1 to 16. I've watched all your live streams, and at the moment, I've got 12, 13, and 16. Live stream number 12, 13, and 16, they are playing. Okay. 12, 13, and 16, they are playing. I'm going to send you, in our messenger group, I'm going to send you. Oh, I should ask Joyce. Joyce, are you around? Joyce, are you around? So, Pita, I've only got 12, 13, and 16. So that's for the first round, okay? I've only got 12, 13, and 16 left. Just 1 second, I was just seeing to something. I'll just get back, okay? 1 minute. Yeah, so Pita, that is it. Joyce, yes, Joyce is still there. Joyce, do you have Messenger? Joyce, do you have Messenger? Oh, Chona is still watching. Thank you, Chona. Thank you. Joyce, do you have Messenger? If you have Messenger, can you send me your Messenger ID? Joyce, you don't have Facebook? You're not on Facebook? You don't have Facebook, Joyce? Are you on Facebook, Joyce? Only Facebook, but you hardly use it. Okay, no problem. So on Facebook, if you're on Facebook you have Messenger. So if you open your Facebook page, click on Messenger. Okay, click on Messenger, and it'll open to the Messenger chat. Go up and copy the URL. Stephen, I'm back. Was making some phone calls. Okay, Stephen, no problem, no problem. Thanks for coming back. Uh, so, Joyce, you have a Facebook. Just go to your Facebook. On top, you will find Messenger. Click on Messenger. When it opens to your Messenger page, copy the URL at the top. HTTP, blah blah blah. Copy the URL and send it to me. Okay, copy the URL and send it to me. We are making a group, and we are going to explain. We'll explain why we are making this group. Okay. So just let me have that. Then I'll join you to our messenger group. So we've already got Stephen there. We've got Pita there. We've got Chona. Stephen, Pita, Chona, myself. We will add you also to that group. So don't forget, just go to your Facebook page and you'll see Messenger. Click on Messenger and then send me the URL, the link. Okay, after your breakfast, no hurry. After your breakfast, I will add you to the group, and you can do it on your phone also. You can open Facebook on your phone. No, you can open Facebook on your phone also. Let me see if I can show you. Uh, I click on Facebook. Home icon. Facebook is having a dating page also. Notifications. Okay. Uh, when you open, oh crap, man. When you open your Facebook page, okay, when you open to your Facebook, you see You see over here, there's an icon. Here, there's an icon here, this blue one. This blue icon here, this last one. This icon is a messenger icon, okay? When you open your Facebook on your phone, you find this blue icon next to search, okay? So if you click on that icon, let me see. If you click on that icon, it takes you to your chat, okay? It takes you to messenger chats, all right? So if you open your Facebook, click on that icon at the end, that's the messenger icon. It's a blue with a white stripe in between. Click on that, it'll take you to your messenger. And in your messenger, if you can copy the URL or tell me what is your name on Facebook, I can get it. All right, and then I will add you to a group. Then I can add you to our group over there. I have to go now, Stephen. I have to go now. Have a great day. Okay, then, Stephen. Thank you. Carry on. And I think I will end now also. Okay. So, Stephen, have a good, wonderful day. Joyce, have a good, wonderful day. Uh, Pita, Chona, have a wonderful sleep. Okay. And good night to you. God bless you all. And take care. And just remember, okay, I will end also now. So, thank thank you, Ia, for stopping by. Thanks to all of you for another And Pita, thank you for staying awake so late. Normally you are sleepy to go to bed. And Chona came back, and Steven has been here. Ia passed by also. I had Lovely over here just peeping in, and God knows many of you were here. Oh, I had Austin. Austin, I don't know where Austin came from. And he said yesterday he had a tornado close to his house. It was very scary. So, yeah, Austin also passed by. Good of him, whoever he is. He did not say anything more. There's nothing on his channel. I slept and came back. Oh, God. Pita, you are a riot. So, thanks to all of you for another wonderful session. Uh, God bless you and your families. Pray for Martha, Stephen, Marna, Nair, Jess to heal fast. Okay, so that's it. Let me pin up a thank you comment. Thank you for being here and thank you for enjoying. And do think about sending your life experiences, okay? So, love you all and God bless you and your families. Take care. Have a good night, a good day, whichever part of the world you are in. And as we say, au revoir, hasta luego, au revoir. See you again.